Hey, welcome back. Episode 21. T-Dub, how you doing, man?
Doing good, bro. We back. Right back at it.
Yes, sir. Gonna continue going on with our Western Conference series, doing like a little recap of their all season, a preview of the upcoming season. Jump right into it, man. We can go up north, the West, Pacific North. The Blazers, 36-46 last year. Mr. Drafted Hanson Yang, which is like a very interesting prospect because he was projected to go second round. The Blazers surprised everybody taking this guy in the middle of the first. He's like a Chinese Jokic, what they like to call him, because he like to post up, good playmaker, like to crash the boards. They lost dominating, DeAndre Ayton, former
Bro,
number
come
one
on.
pick out of Arizona.
Come on.
They lost Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons got traded to the Celtics. They added two-time NBA champion Drew Holiday. And then they added franchise legend back Damian Lillard, who will not play this year for the Blazers. What's your thoughts, man? Do you want to hit who they lost first, or do you want to just jump right into it and talk about Dame Lillard coming back to the Blazers for $42 million?
We can talk about who they lost. I mean, I guess the biggest name would just, be DeAndre Ayton. I'm not calling that man what you called him because he doesn't deserve that nickname. I almost said it. I don't know, why he gave himself that nickname because he hasn't really shown that he can do that. But if he can do that, that would be a great nickname for him. But I mean, he went to LA, right?
Yeah, Lakers.
Yeah, I mean they needed a big. So I guess that's good for LA, but I mean, Portland? Do they even have any? Well, they got the guy coming in from the draft class. Like that's some size. So I mean, they didn't really lose any interior force. I mean, depending on I guess what Bro's gonna do for them. I don't really have I really have too many thoughts on the Trailblazers. I mean, I think they'll still be around 30-something wins. Drew Holiday is just a hell of a player. Nothing but respect Drew Holiday. He is what he is. He brings what he brings. Nice defensive guard. I guess he can get you buckets, but I mean that's not really his game. It's more so like if he, gets hot. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Damian Lillard move. I simply think that they gave him that 40 something million out of just sheer respect for Damian Lillard and what he's done for the organization. But I think that was kind of a bad move by them. Not a bad move, re-adding Dear or not a bad move re-adding Damian Lillard to the roster, but it was a bad move as far as giving him that much money because first of all, the Bucks still owe him money, so it's not like he's not getting paid. And on top of that, it's just why did you pay this guy this much money? He's not even gonna be playing next season. I mean, so he's not immediately gonna come in and make a difference for your team regardless. So I just feel like they kind of shot themselves in the foot in a sense there. It's not like they were gonna be good. So I mean, in a sense, I guess it doesn't even matter in the long run. But interesting move by the Bucks, waving and stretching Damian Lillard, and interesting that bro went back home. Boy, he got the money. Kudos to Damian Lillard, but this man he won't be getting the ring. I need people to stop comparing him to Steph immediately. I'm saying it right now. Damian Lillard is a great player, all-time player. It's cool. I'll give him his flowers, but he's not better than Steph. He's not getting no rings. It's just done. It's over for bro. This is his career. This is what he's gonna be. He's gonna retire and be a guy that played for Portland. I don't even think people remember his time in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's not really much to remember, honestly. Kind of just like a little 2-year break he got. With them losing DeAndre Ayton, it's actually kind of a plus because they drafted Donovan Clingan last year, the big man from UConn. Now he can finally get some more consistent
I didn't even
minutes.
mention, bro.
They still got Rob Williams, who was also traded there last year, and kind of be able to let Hanson Yang kind of just develop into his own play, you know what I'm saying, without having the pressure to come in playing 25, 30 minutes a night. So stuff like that's going to be good for the Blazers. A little weird with the Lillard signing, not so much from a vibe standpoint. It's going to be good for the locker room.
Yeah,
Scoot Henderson has to prove it this year because if Scoot Henderson's even
forgot about school.
if they even semi-questionable about Scoot Henderson, there's no chance that he's going to be starting over Dame Lillard when Dame Lillard comes back. But if Scoot Henderson come out this year, 15, 20 a game, 5 to 7 assists, it's going to be really interesting in the 26-27 season. Like, hey, we have this franchise legend Dame Lillard, or we have our future point guard in Scoot Henderson. Like, who they're going to start, who they're going to play more, and who's going to run offense. So we're going to see. It's going to be a big year for Scoot Henderson here. We're going to find out who he is, or we're going to be finding out where Scoot Henderson's going next year because he won't be on the team after this season if he keeps playing how he played his last recent years.
Yeah, man. I used to be a super high on Scoot Henderson. I was that was a point in time where Damon and I we were sick that Charlotte drafted Brandon Miller over Scoot Henderson, but not anymore, not anymore. No disrespect to Brandon Miller, no disrespect to Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson is he. I think he still has potential. I'm not gonna give up on him yet. I mean, just takes some guys a little bit longer. But yeah, like you said, this year he's gotta dig in, bro. If he don't dig in this year, he ain't gonna be that for Portland. And I don't know around the league where he'll have many other opportunities because, like you said, like you can go around any team, like even like the worst teams in the league, but it's like everybody has a guy, and typically turns out to be a guard. So it's gonna be tough for him if he don't prove something this year, or at least show something that he can be a key factor somewhere. So pressure's on Scoot Henderson a little bit, but Damian Lillard isn't gonna, like you said, he's not gonna take away from anything in the locker room. I don't think he's a toxic teammate or anything like that, and he's older now too, so I really don't think he's gonna be like trying to take food out of young people's mouths. He do want to hoop, he still want to hoop, but he's not the guy to be like, yo, like, nah, give me the ball, get out the way type situation. Like, so it's cool from that standpoint.
All right, man. Phoenix Suns last year 36-46.
Weird.
Drafted the starter center from Duke. I'm not even gonna botch his name. The tall African guy from Duke. Think like a rim runner type big. Not really a lot of moves. Can't really shoot, but he's really athletic, long, lengthy. He's like 7'4", like wingspan wise.
Gee, I was about to say, whoa. I didn't even, whoa.
But kind of think like Clint Capella, Jared Allen, like that type of mold of a center.
Okay.
This is when it becomes a very long list. So they added Jared Butler, Dylan Brooks, Jordan Goodwin, Jalen Green, Nigel Hayes-Davis, and Mark Williams from the Hornets. They lost Brad Beal, Kevin Durant, Tyus Jones, Mason Plumlee. Let's talk about what they added first. Jared Butler was a solid rotational piece for the Sixers second half of the year. But it's hard to judge that because the Sixers were so bad that it's like, is Jared Butler good or is just getting more opportunity to show that he's not bad? Dylan Brooks, everywhere Dylan Brooks go to make the playoffs, that streak ends this year because the Suns are not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Kudos to Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks went from making people having Chinese jokes to actually making a decent contract and playing well with the Rockets these last couple of years.
He robbed the Rockets.
Jordan Goodwin, he was a good defender for the Lakers, but I know people have been seeing that post lately of he like drove and instead of like passing to the corner, threw it all the way on the other side of the court. I'm sure you've seen that, but Lakers fans was hurt when Jordan Goodwin was released. Jalen Green, former number 2 pick in the draft, uber athletic. If you see Jalen Green on the right night, when he has 30, you might think this guy's top 5 in the league. But the issue is he'll have 30 and he'll have like 8. There's not a lot of consistency to his game.
No in between.
I don't know what's going to happen with him and Devin Booker this upcoming season. They did add Mark Williams from the Hornets, who the Hornets were hell-bent on trading. I don't know what happened in there in Charlotte, but they were like, Mark Williams will not be back on the team this year. I mean, you remember at the deadline, they sent him to L.A. L.A. sends him back. It's just weird for everybody. Mark Williams saying he's healthy. He played basically every game after the deadline.
I think that's more weird for the Lakers.
The Hornets want no piece of him. They wanted no piece of him this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I did my part. Tell us about how you feel about the people they lost.
People that they lost? They lost some, two of the big names, Brad Beal, Kevin Durant. KD, his time was kind of, wasted in Phoenix in a sense, like, because, I don't know, people started disrespecting KD, like, because of what was going on in Phoenix, because they weren't winning. But I mean, KD, his game has never dipped off. He's been who he's been. He is who he is. So I'm glad he got out of there. Brad Beal wasn't hooping in Phoenix, but low key Bradley Beal, bro hasn't had any like major injuries or anything like that. He still should be able to do like semi Brad Beal-esque stuff wherever he goes. And I mean, he kind of just got the best of both worlds by getting out of there and then, getting picked up by an actual team that, has a chance to do something. So I feel like they're gonna feel a little bamboozled in that sense. People that they gained, Phoenix, Devin Booker, kudos to him for getting his money. But I mean, they not gonna be good. I mean, they're gonna throw Devin Booker back in the two guard spot and let Jalen Green run the point guard. You think?
I think the report is they're gonna let Jalen Green try to be point guard. So we could see Devin Booker average 30 points a game this year.
But I think that'll be good for him, and hopefully Jalen Green can just work a little bit more of his consistency because, like you said, bro, it's like uh 30 or 8 points for this guy, and like that's just a real thing for him. I think the most consistent he got as far as his play was after he had a kid, like when he first had his newborn, and then like he went on a stretch of like 15 games or something like where he was averaging like 27 a game, and it was like, oh, like Jalen Green is finally like showing like where he was like, I should have been the number one pick, but yeah, like Jalen Green, he's got a lot of talent, bro, and he athletic as hell. Like Jalen Green could jump out of the gym, but if he could actually develop and be who he's shown he can be, because he hasn't not shown he can do it. I mean, he like you said, like he'll have games like where he'll just come in as like, dang, like why isn't this guy getting talked about more? And then the next game is like, okay, like this is why. But if he could just be a little bit more consistent, that'd be actually good for them as far as the Jalen Green Devin Booker situation. Because Devin Booker, I think a lot of the problem with Phoenix was like with him, he's not a point guard. Like he's legit a two guard. Like he's more on the Kobe side of things than like the point guard side of things. And they had him like out of position. It's not like he can't play point guard, but that he's a bucket. Like he's literally a walking bucket. If you give him the ball, he should be the one that's like, bro, he looking to score, not he looking to see if he can facilitate, see if it's better to pass it. That's not something that he need to be thinking about. Devin Booker is at his best when he can just be like, I get the ball, get out the way, like let me go get this bucket. So that could be good for them. And, they got Dylan Brooks, a little bit of defense, I guess, but I don't know. I can't see Phoenix being any more than 30 something wins again, maybe the upper 30s, but I don't know. And Devin Booker is another guy I don't want to hear much about this man being serious about winning. Granted, 70 million is a lot of money to turn down, but God knows, he's modern day Carmelo. Man just gonna retire with a bag.
We'll jump to the next team. Dallas Mavericks. Last year, 39-43. I remember you and I both picked the. Did they play? I think they played Memphis. They played Memphis or they played somebody else in the play-in tournament. And we picked the Mavs. But the Mavs losing that game may have potentially been the best they ever did because due to them losing that game, they were able to stay in the lottery, and they won the lottery by drafting Cooper Flag. Now, obviously, if you're watching this, you probably follow basketball. I'm not going to bore you about Cooper Flag. If you don't know about Cooper Flag, this is one of the best prospects in the last 20 years coming into the draft.
Real deal.
I'm not gonna bore you with his stats. I'm not gonna bore you with what he's done. Just know this he's a legitimate player. It's an excellent pickup for the Mavs, who just lost another generational player when they traded him at the deadline. The Mavs also added D'Angelo Russell and then lost Spencer Dinwiddie. It was kind of a quiet offseason for the Mavs. More just the biggest thing for the Mavs this summer was just adding Flag. So you got Flag, Kyrie should be back sometime around the All-Star break. You have Anthony Davis. You have Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, Dante Exum, D'Angelo Russell. You got guys here. PJ Washington coming off the bench. How you feel about the Mavs, man? If they're healthy, they should make the playoffs this year. But health is a big question for this team. A lot of injuries.
So if healthy, it's crazy because a while back, Dame and I's dark horse team was the Mavs to make the finals the year they made the finals with Luka and Kyrie because they started just beating everybody, man. It was looking real good. And I'm not gonna lie, this team, if they can stay kind of relevant, while Kyrie's getting back into health, and if Kyrie comes in and looks like he hasn't missed a beat, if it only takes him like a couple of games to just get back into a flow and rhythm, and their other pieces are healthy, like especially Anthony Davis, that's real big. But if they get 70 games out of Anthony Davis this season, or hell, 65 games, like man, the Mavericks, they have a team. Like Cooper Flag, I'm not expecting him to come in and just like off the rip be, a 20 points per game guy. Because but they don't even need that. It's crazy as Cooper Flag like is talent wise. They don't need him to be a 20 point per game guy. So it's like pretty much if they got their hoopers doing what they do, Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and they doing what they do, and Cooper Flag just comes in and he's half of what he needs to be for them. Like they're gonna be in a really good spot. Like, and they got some size, but like they got a big lineup. Like Kyrie don't have to worry about, like the defensive liabilities, how they always talk about like point guards like Kyrie and stuff like that. Like he won't really have to. They can hide him on defense, man. Like and Mavericks low key, they got a squad, man. They definitely should make the playoffs if healthy.
I love their lineup versatility because the starting five is projected to be Kyrie, Klay Thompson, Flag, Davis, Gafford. But you got to think about on the flip side, these guys can run big, man. I mean, Dante Exum's like 6'5", 6'6". You can put him at point guard. If you really just stick with me, if they want to run a defensive lineup, they can go Exum, Flag. They go Exum, Washington, Flag, Davis, Gafford. If you want shooting, Kyrie, Klay, Washington, Davis, and then you just enter a random fifth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like if they want to run fast, they got fast lineups. They got uber big lineups. It's ridiculous like the amount of options they have. I mean, point guard is arguably their weakest position just because of the fact that Dante Exum isn't like a world beater offensively, but
yeah,
defensively he gets it done. He's a good playmaker. He's a good connector piece. And of course, Kyrie's always gonna have that injury risk factor. But the Mavs, man, this team is built well for the playoffs, but they have to make the playoffs first. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I
yeah.
mean, having all this line of versatility means nothing if you're just using the regular season and you can be like 15 games below 500 because half the lineup is out due to injuries. We'll see, man. But they're really good. Their top 7, 8, just the amount of like flexibility they have in Dallas, really good roster. They got a great coach, J. Kidd. AD, when he wants to turn it on, he can. I mean, he's really unguardable when he puts his mind to it. But like you and I both know, he has to want it. Like AD
Yeah.
can't come out and have like 3 shots at half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
it's weird with him. Yeah.
and it's gonna be. I want to say this before we get off too. There's gonna be rookies with better numbers than Flag. Don't let that confuse you. Like these guys are not better than Flag. Just like T Dubs just talked about earlier. If Flag was playing for the Wizards or the Jazz, he might actually average 20 a game this season. But when you're playing beside Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, and some other vets, they don't need you to take 20 shots a night. You know what I'm saying? Like come out there, shoot open shots, be aggressive, driving the basket, play great defense, rebounding. That's all they need from him.
And he will give them that. Like Cooper Flag is like Cooper Flag. I'm not worried about Cooper Flag, man. I'm actually kind of sick that Dallas was able to get Cooper Flag. That's how good he is. Like and that's how good the Dallas team is. Like on paper without Cooper Flag, they didn't. They don't need a Cooper Flag. Like Cooper Flag, there's no way he ended up in Dallas.
Yeah,
But
really, really good spot for him, man. Like a really good spot for him in terms of just development.
yeah.
He doesn't have to force anything next season.
No pressure as a number one
Yep.
pick. Like this is the number one pick's dream. Like he's not coming. He doesn't have. He's crazy talent, bro. And he doesn't have the pressure of it's like, yo, we need you to come in and flip this organization upside down because they still have guys there. It's like they don't even have to like necessarily just put the ball in Cooper Flag's hand. Man, that's a great situation. Still think it's a little coincidental. You know, it's what it is, man.
We didn't touch on this. This just came to mind. This could have also been Ace Bailey with the Sixers, but he did all that sabotaging where he's like, I don't want to go to Philly because I won't be the man in Philly. He could have came in Philly, find his game, and just always been open or have like a weaker defender on him because they're gonna be worried about Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. But mindset not there, man. Mindset wasn't there for Ace Bailey.
Yeah.
Oh well. TW, got anything you want to plug before we get out?
Nah, man. Well, yeah, just plug in that Instagram, Lil Dub 99. I know where to find us at, man. 910 Voice Podcast is where it's at, bro. Y'all run it up, man. Support us. We can keep kicking these out for y'all, bro.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.